When I first started producing music, I didn't care much about ownership. I just wanted to create, get placements, get paid. But over time, I started noticing something. The clients who paid me for exclusive tracks, they owned the master, and they could do whatever they wanted with it. The sync libraries I submitted to, some required full buyouts. Not ideal, but it happened to me about 10 years ago. Others gave me better terms if I kept some ownership. And that's when it hit me. Owning your masters is leverage. And leverage is everything in the music business. In this video, I want to break down what owning your masters really means, why it matters, especially in South Africa, and how it can protect and multiply your future earnings. The first thing to take note of is what a master actually is. The master refers to the final audio recording of your track, the actual file that gets distributed, licensed, and monetized. Whoever owns the master can license it to brands, TV and films, distribute it to streaming platforms, repackage or resell it, collect a share of mechanical and performance royalties as well. If you don't own your masters, you may still earn from your composition via Samro or Capasso, but you miss out on the sound recording royalties, especially from sync placements, YouTube Content ID, TikTok, radio, DSPs like DistroKid, and so forth. Early on, I sold a few beats outright. No usage limits, no splits, just here's the beat, thanks, give me my cash. It felt good at the time. The bag was what I was about. Quick money, no strings. But later, I saw those tracks uploaded by other artists, some doing well, some getting licensed, and I earned nothing beyond that first transaction. That cut me because it was all on me. That's when I started tightening my terms. I now have non-exclusive licensing agreements when I need them, publishing splits when I need them, sync-ready versions of tracks I create also as required, and more control over who gets what, when, and why. That shift didn't just protect my music, it turned my catalog into an asset. Here's where it matters even more: royalty collection. When you own the master, you can register it with Sampra for neighboring rights. You can monetize it on YouTube through Content ID. You can pitch it directly to music supervisors for sync. You can negotiate better splits with publishers and brands. You can build a licensing catalog under your own brand. You own it. That means income without always creating something new or having to create something new. And as your catalog grows, so does the compounding. I've had beats from 2 years ago get picked up for sync, not because I promoted them, but because they were registered, searchable, and available under my name. They were mine. The next thing to take note of is ownership also gives you options. If you want to license the same beat to 5 different clients, if it's non-exclusive, you can. If you want to repackage old instrumentals into a lo-fi album or background music pack, if you own it, you can. If you want to release alternate versions for tension, drama, house, or for the holidays even, ownership makes that simpler to do. You're not waiting on a label for permission, or you're not asking a publisher for permission. You get to move at your own pace, and the market rewards that flexibility. Let's talk about South Africa for a second. Too many creatives here still don't understand the power of rights ownership. We focus on getting playlisted, getting radio spins, selling beats fast, but we forget that Samro pays you for performance royalties on your composition. Capasso pays you for mechanicals, right? Also on the composition. Sampra pays you for the recording or the master. So if you don't own your master, you miss out on a full third of the puzzle or the pizza. That's a big deal. Now, I'm not saying don't sell beats or compositions at all. Sometimes a full buyout does make sense. Sometimes the upfront payment is worth more than the long-term, long-tail royalties. But the key is to know your options and be intentional. Sometimes I still do exclusive custom work. For example, I have a ghost production gig on Fiverr where people want me to produce for them. They take full ownership of the track and we keep it discreet, very hush-hush. But if I do take one of those projects, I price it accordingly so I feel like I'm getting paid for my time. I ask, what usage rights are included? Will I retain a publishing share? Will I get credited? Which rarely ever happens. That way, I'm not just selling sound. I'm negotiating equity in something that I created. If you want to protect your masters, here are 3 simple moves that you can do. Number 1, keep organized masters with clear metadata, title, BPM, genre, composer info, year, all tagged cleanly in your folders. 2, use simple licensing agreements. Even a one-pager that says what the buyer can and can't do is better than nothing. And 3, register your recordings with Sampra. Many producers register with Samro or Capasso, but forget that Sampra pays for the recording. Don't miss that. Also, build your own beat store or catalog site. Control the environment, own the traffic, and keep your rights intact. Here's the last thing I'll say. Owning your masters is long-term thinking. You might not see the reward today, but 1 year, maybe 2 years, 5 years down the line, a sync placement or a track resurgence or a sample clearance could make all the difference, and you have the control. You're not just stacking income, you're stacking assets. And every beat or track you keep ownership of is one more drop in the royalty bucket. If this hit home for you, check out my sync licensing videos or my walkthrough on Samro, Capasso, and Sampra. That'll give you the bigger picture of how rights flow in South Africa. You don't have to be famous to earn from your catalog. You just have to own it and build it like it matters, because it does. So let's build smart and own what we create. Peace.